Quotes from George Bernard Shaw. A life spent making mistakes is not only more honorable, but more useful than a life spent doing nothing. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. You see things. You say, why? But I dream things that never were. And I say, why not? Make it a rule never to give a child a book you would not read yourself. The reasonable man adapts himself to the world. The unreasonable one persists in trying to adapt the world to himself. Therefore, all progress depends on the unreasonable man. Those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. There are two tragedies in life. One is to lose your heart's desire. The other is to gain it. People are always blaming their circumstances for what they are. I don't believe in circumstances. The people who get on in this world are the people who get up and look for the circumstances they want. And if they can't find them, make them. The single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. The liar's punishment is, not in the least that he is not believed, but that he cannot believe anyone else. Success does not consist in never making mistakes, but in never making the same one a second time. A Native American elder once described his own inner struggles in this manner. Inside of me, there are two dogs. One of the dogs is mean and evil. The other dog is good. The mean dog fights the good dog all the time. When asked which dog wins, he reflected for a moment and replied, "The one I feed the most." He knows nothing, and he thinks he knows everything. That points clearly to a political career. A pessimist is a man who thinks everybody is as nasty as himself and hates them for it. If you have an apple and I have an apple and we exchange these apples, then you and I will still each have one apple. But if you have an idea and I have an idea and we exchange these ideas, then each of us will have two ideas. After all, the wrong road always leads somewhere. Both optimists and pessimists contribute to society. The optimist invents the aeroplane, the pessimist, the parachute. Hatred is the coward's revenge for being intimidated. Liberty means responsibility. That is why most men dread it. The only man who behaved sensibly was my tailor. He took my measure anew every time he saw me, whilst all the rest went on with their old measurements and expected them to fit me. Better keep yourself clean and bright. You are the window through which you must see the world. When a thing is funny, search it carefully for a hidden truth. Life does not cease to be funny when people die, any more than it ceases to be serious when people laugh. We learn from experience that men never learn anything from experience. Power does not corrupt men. Fools, however, if they get into a position of power, corrupt power. The power of accurate observation is commonly called cynicism by those who have not got it. He who can, does. He who cannot teaches. All censorships exist to prevent anyone from challenging current conceptions and existing institutions. All progress is initiated by challenging current conceptions and executed by supplanting existing institutions. Consequently, the first condition of progress is the removal of censorship. When a stupid man is doing something he is ashamed of, he always declares that it is his duty. Doing what needs to be done may not make you happy, but it will make you great. Life is no brief candle to me. It is a sort of splendid torch, which I have got a hold of for the moment, and I want to make it burn as brightly as possible before handing it on to future generations. If you can't appreciate what you've got, you'd better get what you can appreciate. As long as I have a want, I have a reason for living. Satisfaction is death. Do not waste your time on social questions. What is the matter with the rich is uselessness. Happy is the man who can make a living by his hobby. Imitation is not just the sincerest form of flattery, it's the sincerest form of learning. A gentleman is one who puts more into the world than he takes out. We have no more right to consume happiness without producing it than to consume wealth without producing it. The secret of being miserable is to have leisure to bother about, whether you are happy or not. The cure for it is occupation, because occupation means preoccupation, and the preoccupied person is neither happy nor unhappy, but simply alive and active. That is why it is necessary to happiness that one should be tired. Beware of false knowledge. It is more dangerous than ignorance. The only service a friend can really render is to keep up your courage by holding up to you a mirror in which you can see a noble image of yourself. It is dangerous to be sincere unless you are also stupid. 2% of the people think, 3% of the people think they think, and 95% of the people would rather die than think.